But as I was going in the Waffle House, there was another couple went in with me. And we sat pretty close together at the counter. They call it a bar, I call it a counter. And I ordered my food and they ordered theirs. And I noticed out of the corner of my eye that this woman prayed so long and giving God thanks for things that she had, that I was wondering if her food was going to get cold. We struck up a conversation and talked a little bit. But I want you to notice what Paul says in 1 Timothy, the 4th chapter. And I'm going to read the 4th verse, but he talks about the time of persecution, the time of falling away, of apostasy. And for one of the things that he says is that they forbid people to marry and order them to abstain from certain foods which God created to be received with thanksgiving. Food to be received with thanksgiving by those who believe and know the truth. For everything God created is good, and nothing is to be received if it is received with thanksgiving. I like that. We are said that one of the signs of an apostasy is when we fail to give God thanks for the things that He's provided. I had lunch one time with a preacher. I can't say he's a friend, who just got to went one time. I met him. And it was strange. First thing that what brought to us in this particular restaurant was the salad. He bowed his head and gave thanks to the salad. Then they brought the main course, and again he bowed his head and said thanks. He looked at me and says, that might be unusual, but that food was not on the table when I said thanks the first time. He ordered a coconut cream pie. I don't know whether that's it or not, but he ordered a pie. And when that was brought to him, again he bowed his head and said thanks. That food was not on the table when he said thanks before. I wonder how many of us are that dedicated. The second thing that I noticed about the last week of the ministry of Christ, he prayed for others. John, the 17th chapter, I think, is the Lord's greatest prayer. The Lord's Prayer. I don't think we ought to call other prayers that. In the 17th chapter, these words spake Jesus, and lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour has come, glorify thy Son, that thy Son may also glorify thee now. Let me set the stage. Jesus had instituted the Lord's Supper. They had wandered through the narrow streets of Jerusalem, came to the Garden of Gethsemane. And as they were by the brook, Jesus prayed this prayer. Listen to some of the things he said there. John 17, verses 6 through 9. I have manifested thy name unto the man whom thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. For I have given them the words which thou gavest me, they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that this sent me. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them, that thou hast given me, for they are thine. I'm praying for those who are my followers. I'm praying for them. And then the further prayer in John 17, beginning with verse number 14. I have given them my word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but thou shouldest keep them from evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them to thy truth. Thy word is truth. Notice the prayer. Keep them from evil. Keep them from falling. And the 20th verse. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them that also which shall believe on me through their word, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. I don't pray for these alone, but I pray for all those who believe their word, us today. Us today. Finally, what about us? In 1 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter, the very first verse. Finally, brethren, pray for us. Paul's asking Christians to pray for him. In 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, the very first verse, I exhort thee, therefore, that thou first of all supplications and prayers and intercessions and giving of thanks be made for all men, for kings, and for all that are in authority, that they may lead a quiet and peaceful life in all godliness and honesty. For this is good and acceptable in the sight of God. We are challenged by Scripture to pray for others. Another thing that Jesus did, he prayed to be submitted to the will of God. One of the most famous scriptures that you will ever see is when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, right before he was arrested. 3 times he went and he prayed that the cup might be passed from him. And he said, nevertheless, not my will be done. That's one of the scriptures I use to indicate the cup was not taken from Jesus Christ. He had to suffer. He had to suffer. We get so discouraged. Well, I've prayed over and over again for something to happen, and it hasn't happened yet. It didn't happen for Jesus. He prayed for the cup to be taken from him. But notice the main part of that prayer. Nevertheless, not my will, that thine be done. Our prayer life is to bring us into submission to the will of God. And by the way, I have used Hebrews 13:21 to be able to illustrate our life here. Jesus prayed for forgiveness of others. Remember when he was being crucified? He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And we pray for others. I have told young people over and over again down through the years that if somebody does something against you, somebody said, count to 10. I said, don't count to 10, just pray for them. You cannot pray for somebody that has harmed you and ask God to forgive them for what they've done without you also forgiving them. We need to remember that. And last, all this prayer I've talked about in my sermon, and you'll notice in the notes there's where Jesus cried out, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? I'm going to skip that part, but he cried when he was despair. When you have a need in your life, you come and cast all your cares upon him. And I want you to think just for a moment about that final prayer. Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. Jesus, because of his intimate prayer life, because of his intimacy with the Father in heaven, was able to commend his spirit to God. What I'm going to say now hurts me. I was at the bedside of my wife when she took her last breath. She was unconscious. I don't think she even knew what was going on around her. I'm not sure. Maybe she did. But I will share this with you. That she departed from this life and went to the next. My prayer was, Father, into your hands I commend her spirit. All there might have been people just as good. I'm not saying there wasn't. But I'll say this was none better than my wife. She was totally dedicated and committed to the service of God. When you face death, if you have been intimate with God in prayer, Follow the example of Jesus Christ when you take your last breath. You can honestly say, Father, into your hands I commend the Spirit. If not, the opportunity is yours to receive Christ as Savior. Through faith, confession, repentance, and baptism. That you might rise from baptism to walk in newness of life. We're going to be singing softly and tenderly. Jesus is calling. Will you come?